Hello, welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast. My name is William Hemsworth. Thank you so much for joining me for today's show. Well, today we're continuing on in Matthew chapter 18, and we're going to continue in the parable of the merciful servant. And the verses that we're going to cover today are Matthew chapter 18, verses 26 through 30. So we're going to spend a couple more days in this parable just because there's so much to unpack. I don't want to cram too much in one show and make it like a 20 or 25 minute episode. I want to try to keep within our 5 to 6 minute time limit that I try to have for you guys. So again, Matthew chapter 18, verses 26 through 30 say, "So the servant fell on his knees, imploring him, 'Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay you everything.' And out of pity for him, the Lord of that servant released him and forgave the debt. But that same servant, as he went out, came upon one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 denarii. And seizing him by the throat, he said, 'Pay what you owe.' So his servant fell down and pleaded with him, 'Have patience with me, and I will pay you.' He refused, and went and put him in prison till he should pay the debt. So this parable, like I said yesterday, some of the sums in this parable are exaggerated to prove a point. And this parable does prove a great point. This first servant that we're reading about, as I said yesterday, was forgiven this astronomical sum, 10,000 talents, which is, 20 years' wages. I mean, it's just astronomical sum of money. He pleads with his master to forgive him. And then he sees a fellow servant. I think this is the kicker. The servant who was forgiven all of this sees another servant who owes him 100 denarii, which isn't a small sum of money, but compared to the 10,000 talents, I mean, it's really a pittance, if you would. One denarii was equivalent to about 1 day's wages, and so we have 100 days worth of wages here that this other servant owed to this other servant. And so this other servant who's forgiven these 10,000 talents is basically choking this other guy, saying, "Pay what you owe." The choking here is kind of significant. I think it's kind of downplayed. Basically saying, "Pay this or I'm going to kill you." And, he throws him in prison until the debt's paid. How often do we do this in our Christian lives? Jesus has forgiven us everything, and yet we hold a grudge against someone else who hurt us. You see, that's kind of the point. No one is saying that we have to forgive and forget, but there's a difference between forgiving and not holding a grudge. Okay? As Christians, we're supposed to strive to be like Jesus. And I know we're never going to quite get there. But through His grace, we can show that love, that mercy, that kindness to a lost and hurting world. And through that, we could show them Jesus and help fulfill that great commission that Jesus gave us in Matthew 28. So something to think about today. Are we holding a grudge against someone? A lot of times we hold those for years and years and years. It not only destroys a relationship, but destroys us. It adds added stress, everything else. Take it to the Lord in prayer today. If you're having trouble forgiving someone, pray and ask for that help to forgive. It's something that Jesus is commanding us to do. So thank you for joining me on this episode of the Daily Bible Podcast. Hope everyone has a great day. Visit my website, williamhemsworth.com, for other resources. God bless you, and we'll catch you tomorrow as we finish up this parable. God bless.